My name is Zhao Mosheng, Mo for silence, Sheng for Sheng Xiao, the traditional flute. As quoted in Xu Jimo's poem, parting is a soft Sheng Xiao melody, and silence is the Cambridge of the night. When I was young, I thought this quiet name never matched my bright, reckless, and lively self. It was only years later that I finally understood. My life was long foreshadowed by this name, a passionate beginning, a silent departure, endless waiting, and secret longing that lasted for years. At 17, I was fearless. Innocent, passionate, and impulsive, I walked boldly into He Yichen's world. He was the most dazzling youth in the law school, calm, restrained, rational, and aloof. I was the sudden ray of sunshine breaking into his quiet life, noisy, candid, and unreservedly pouring all my fondness and heartbeat on him. I feared no rejection, no coldness, no worldly judgment. I chased after him, stayed by his side, loved him openly, and pursued him fearlessly. I once believed that love could last forever, that sincere affection could overcome all setbacks, and that my enthusiasm could warm his coldness and keep his tenderness. Young and ignorant, I never knew that the most blazing love often ends in sudden parting. He once said I was the sunshine he could never refuse. In his dull, rational youth, I was his only vitality, his only warmth, his only exception. Beneath his cold exterior lay the most clumsy affection. All his reserve and indifference were nothing but unspoken love of a young boy. Yet we were too young, too proud, and too ignorant to understand each other's vulnerabilities. A single misunderstanding, a sudden separation, easily scattered all our youthful days together. I will never forget that hasty summer of departure. Flustered, embarrassed, and wronged, I was forced to leave my hometown with endless regret and reluctance. I thought it was only a temporary separation, that we would have countless chances to explain, reconcile, and start over. But fate is cruel. One turn of the back, and 7 years slipped away. 7 years, more than 2,000 days and nights, were enough to strip off youthful recklessness, calm down blazing passion, and seal young obsessions deep in time. Living alone in a foreign land, I had no noisy pursuit, no impulsive joy, only endless loneliness and quiet stability. I grew up, became sensible, restrained my unbridled fondness, and learned to bear all hardships on my own. Countless late nights I thought of him. I recalled the tree-lined paths of the law school, his side profile when he buried himself in books, his rare tenderness, and our incomplete youthful love. I dared not ask about him, dared not look back, dared not touch that warm yet broken past. I once thought time could dilute everything, that distance could erase my heartbeat, that 7 long years were enough for me to let go of He Yichen completely. Yet the moment we reunited, I finally realized, once love takes root in the heart, it becomes a lifelong obsession. Once someone walks into your soul, they become unforgettable for years. After 7 years, the second I saw him again, all sealed memories awakened and suppressed longings surged like a tide. My heart still raced, I still felt flustered, and in his cold gaze, I was still that clumsy, timid girl who only had eyes for him. 7 years changed everything. The youthful boy grew into a calm, sophisticated, and decisive renowned lawyer, still cold and distant, yet with deeper vicissitudes and indifference in his eyes. I also lost my youthful publicity, becoming gentle and restrained, learning to hide my love in silence. After reunion, I lived in constant caution, filled with guilt, unease, and unspoken affection. I thought years had changed everything, that he had long let go of the past, had his own life, and forgotten the reckless girl who once clung to him. I believed our story was nothing but a youthful regret with no future. I never knew, while I missed him silently for 7 years, he was also waiting for me. What I thought was my one-sided forgetting turned out to be mutual perseverance. What I thought was peaceful moving on turned out to be mutual torment. The world sees He Yichen as cold and unfeeling, but no one knows he reserved his longest, most stubborn, and most silent waiting solely for me. He endured 7 years of empty days without me, held fast to his youthful sincerity, and never settled for anyone else. He once said, "If someone has appeared in your world, all others become mere substitutes, and I refuse to settle." I finally understand that the deepest confession is never a grand pursuit, but years of silent persistence and unwavering original heart after countless worldly trials. I am infinitely blessed. After all the twists and turns and wandering, I met him again. I am blessed that my youthful bravery was never betrayed by time, that my 7-year hidden love finally got its response. We missed our most ignorant and passionate youthful days, missed the time of staying together day and night, missed each other's purest appearances. But fortunately, we never missed each other's remaining lives. I once resented fate for its cruelty, for that hasty separation and the 7-year blank between us. But I gradually understand that every waiting has meaning, and every parting paves the way for reunion. Those 7 empty years smoothed our edges, faded our childish recklessness, and taught us to cherish, tolerate, and love properly. Young me loved him with passion and impulse. Mature me guard him with tenderness and resolution. Young me only longed to rush boldly into his world. Now I only wish to stay peacefully by his side for every season and every year. The mortal world is long and winding, yet all turns lead to you. As the title tells, when the Shengxiao flute falls silent, all my years and longing belong only to you. For the rest of my life, there will be no more storms, only peace and companionship. I will no longer miss your seasons, no longer fail your years of waiting. He Yichen, crossing mountains and seas through 7 years of separation. I return solely to spend my whole life with you. I often lie awake on quiet nights, wondering how different our story would be if we had trusted each other more, if we had been less proud and less impulsive in our youth. But life holds no what-ifs. Every separation, every blank year, every quiet torment was destined to shape us into the people we are today. The 7 years of wandering and loneliness did not break me. They tempered me. They stripped me of my childish recklessness, my noisy passion, and my immature way of loving, teaching me to be calm, gentle, and grateful. I finally grew mature enough to stand steadily beside him, no longer a burden to tolerate, but a harbor to rely on. My youthful love was loud, impulsive, and eager to prove itself. I chased him fearlessly, craving his attention, longing for his response, desperate to occupy every corner of his world. Yet, I was too young to understand that true love is never possession or entanglement. It is respect, accommodation, silent companionship, and long-term perseverance. I only saw his cold surface back then, failing to perceive how deeply he cared, how strictly he restrained his own feelings, how lonely he was behind his rational mask. We separated not because we stopped loving each other, but because 2 stubborn youthful souls did not know how to hold on gently. After reunion, I learned to love quietly and steadily. I no longer rely on noise and passion to prove my affection. Instead, I pour all my devotion into trivial daily life, into every warm meal, every quiet night of company, every gentle word, and every understanding silence. I finally understand a man like He Yichen does not need exaggerated romance or grand declarations. He has seen all worldly vanity and trivial noise. What he needs most is unchanging stability, consistent tenderness, and a person who will never leave no matter how time changes. Day by day, I fill up the empty years we have lost. I memorize all his habits and preferences, adapt to his rhythm of life, and learn to integrate completely into his world. I stay quiet when he is buried in work, offer comfort when he is tired, share his trivial joys, and ease his hidden burdens. I no longer act willfully or capriciously. I have grown from a reckless girl who needed endless tolerance into a reliable lover who can share his wind and rain and guard his peaceful life. The world always comments on He Yichen's indifference and calmness, thinking him difficult to approach and hard to warm. But only I know that his coldness is his protective shell for the world, while his tenderness is exclusive to me alone. He treats all outsiders with reason, principle, and distance, never crossing boundaries, never showing weakness, never yielding easily. Yet for me, he breaks all his rules, softens all his edges, and lowers all his pride. He tolerates my trivial emotions, comforts my unease, protects my innocence, and gives me the most secure preference in the world. I have witnessed his sharpness and solemnity in the courtroom, his decisive and unyielding attitude toward work and justice, his calm and rational manner when facing worldly disputes. But I have also witnessed his softest and most tender side in private. The way he looks at me quietly, the gentle relaxation when he stays with me, the subtle warmth hidden in his indifferent brows only for me. His love is never flamboyant or exaggerated, but deep, steady, and unshakable, rooted in 7 years of waiting and solidified in every ordinary day after reunion. For a long time after we got back together, I lived in unease and apprehension. The 7-year gap felt like an insurmountable chasm. I was afraid that this hard-won happiness was only a fleeting dream, afraid that fate would once again separate us, afraid that I was not worthy of his persistent waiting all those years. I blamed myself for the past misunderstandings and separations, always feeling that I owed him too much, that I had wasted his most precious youthful years. But Yi Chen slowly healed all my inner turmoil. With every gentle gesture, every firm response, every unchanging companionship, he told me that the past is gone. All regrets are redeemed and all waiting has come to fruition. He let me understand that true fate can never be dispersed by time or distance. If two people are destined for each other, they will eventually return to each other's side after countless twists and turns. I finally let go of all obsession with the past. I no longer lament our youthful separation or dwell on the lost years. Every setback and every parting in life has its meaning. Without those 7 years of solitude and growth, we would still be two stubborn young people who do not know how to cherish and tolerate each other. It is the years of separation that polish our love, make it more firm, pure and precious. Youthful love is passionate and pure, yet impulsive and fragile. Mature love is gentle and stable, calm and certain after experiencing worldly trials. We loved each other fervently in youth, but failed to stay together. Now, we understand each other thoroughly and know how to guard our love properly. We no longer quarrel over trivial stubbornness, no longer misunderstand each other out of pride, no longer let ignorance and willfulness hurt our affection. Time wears off our edges but deepens our bond. Distance separates us temporarily but fixes our lifelong determination. I always feel extremely blessed. Blessed that I rushed bravely into his youth at 17. Blessed that I never truly forgot him in 7 years of wandering. Blessed that he was still waiting for me when I returned. Blessed that among thousands of people in the world, we only have eyes for each other. Most love in the world fades with time and trivialities, yet ours grows deeper and firmer with years. It is tempered by separation, purified by waiting, and finalized by reunion. From now on, there will be no more hasty goodbyes, no more distant gazing, no more wandering in unfamiliar lands, no more solitary waiting. All the years ahead are filled with mortal fireworks, daily companionship, and steady tenderness. I will walk with him through every spring, summer, autumn, and winter, accompany him through ordinary trivial days, and stand by his side through all worldly ups and downs. I will support his career and guard his justice, while guarding his daily warmth and peaceful life. I am no longer the little girl chasing the light. Now I have become his warmest and most stable harbor, his softest reliance in tired moments, his eternal destination for the rest of his life. I once ran desperately toward his light. Now we walk toward the future hand in hand, mutually redeeming and accompanying each other for a lifetime. The world says Shengxiao flutes sing of parting and silence hides endless longing. But for me, the flute now sings of reunion. Silence holds lifelong tenderness, and every quiet day is fulfilled with you. 7 years of empty waiting has finally turned into lifelong fulfillment. Half a lifetime of wandering has finally found its permanent home. How fortunate I am to meet you in my youth and devote the rest of my life to you. For the long years to come, may the flute sound gently and the years stay quiet. With you by my side, every season is peaceful, every lifetime is inseparable, and every silent moment is filled with endless love.